Good afternoon. All right, super excited today. So I'd love to just start off by taking a moment to imagine a world where we are all, he said keep it down here, sorry. Um, uh, Imagine a world where we are graduating students who have AI competency and are creating new AI tools that are making the world a better place. That are making the world, not just the country, but also the world, that are bringing tools to underserved populations that work for everybody in our society to make the world a better place. So that's what we're working on at Amazon Web Services. My name is Margie Vela. I have the privilege of working for Machine Learning University, which was a program that started 6 years ago at Amazon to upskill internal software development engineers, AI, and machine learning subject matter experts. And so 3 years ago, I have this wonderful leader named Zane Barlow, who 3 years ago had the vision to say, let's partner with educators and institutions of education that are working with underserved populations and underrepresented populations in tech. So we invest in Brilliance, and we form collaborations and partnerships across the country. This year we focused on 35 institutions of higher education, 29 are HBCUs, 3 are community colleges, and we have 2 HSIs in the mix as well. And we've worked with about 200 faculty this year to provide upskilling training with AI and machine learning content that is fully available on GitHub and YouTube that can be integrated into current courses now. And we have some incredible partnerships coming up with CHAD and the Distributed Teaching Collaborative Consortium to really develop full-fledged courses from that content, turnkey courses that can be used at different institutions of higher education. So we have a new transformative model that we launched in 2025. That was November 4th of 2025 is when I started this role with Amazon. Dreamed this big vision up with Zane and with Gerald, and got to start working on this now. And so what our goal is to develop a workforce-ready AI and machine learning talent pool that can use AWS tools, products, and services to make the world a better place. So again, 219 faculty from 35 institutions were in this 9-month program with us this year. And so we engaged in a variety of trainings, events, and activities, both in person and virtual. We hosted a couple symposiums this year, one in February of 2025 that was held at HQ2 in Arlington, Virginia, right down the street, and then another one in September. And in September, we invited students to come out with us as well and held our first ever poster session there. It was fantastic. In addition to hosting our faculty cohort, we have what we call the Transformation Alliance, and that engages executive administrators from institutions of higher education. Right now, we have 78 institutions represented by 178 executives, and they're in a year-round program with us. And what we talk about is building capacity at these institutions to actually do AI and machine learning work. We know that cloud can be prohibitively expensive sometimes, and we want to make sure that there's access to the tools, resources, and products and services that are needed to actually do AI work in all schools. So here are a couple of pictures from our symposium. This is how we kicked off the program in February. We invited a few people to come out. 233 people joined us at HQ2 and virtually. And that's when we launched our application for this cohort. We did have 2 boot camps this summer 2025. The first one was hosted by Talitha Washington at Howard University. We had a great time at Howard. We had about 200 faculty engaged in that program. You'll see, Cass is not up here, but Cass is our instructor from Machine Learning University that taught every training that we had this year, including our symposia and any online or in-person engagement. We've also involved this cohort in monthly engagements. So we have what we call pedagogy labs. And so there's faculty who have taken this training in the past in like a one-off setting and have integrated this framework or this content into their current courses. They're sharing the frameworks they're using for the integration of courses through these pedagogy labs. We also have what we call Tech Talks, and that's basic science and basic research that's being shared across domains. So we have industry scientists that are presenting as well as academic scientists that are presenting, and our audience is both scientists from academia and industry join in on these calls. It's a lot of fun. Joyce Beers leads that. She is like an amazing Tech Talk host, and she's had like up to 3,000 people join these Tech Talks at once. And it's a global program. So we also do what we call science exchange roundtables. And those are coffee chats that we've set up with internal industry scientists to have conversations in a small group setting virtually with our academic partners that are in the MLU program. So they tend to love this. I've heard raving reviews. They all love to get coffee and sit on a screen and talk to each other about science. So sounds like fun to me. So finally, as I mentioned just a few minutes ago, our fall symposium was the first time we had students attend. And at Amazon, we have a couple of large event venue space and a small event venue space, and we packed them both out with a ton of students who came out. We had 64 virtual and in-person presentations by students for our first ever student poster session, representing 23 universities from 10 different states, Washington, D.C., and the Virgin Islands. And so it was a hit because not only did students present their work, but we had industry professionals that were reviewing the work and are very interested in bringing these students in and recruiting them into our industry. All right, so this spring we have another symposium. This is going to be the celebration and the closing of our 9-month program this year, and this will be held at Tuskegee University. And so we will host the first ever faculty poster session that will be held at Union Station in Montgomery on February 26th, and then we'll have our symposium at Tuskegee University on the 27th. And luckily, registration doesn't close until February 1st, but we're extending it till the 8th for you all, so if you'd like to come, please join us. We'd love to have you. And what we'll have is a graduation ceremony for our current cohort, and we're also launching the application for next year's cohort. Next year, we're expanding from 35 institutions of higher education to 100 institutions of higher ed. We're expecting anywhere from a cohort of about 500 to maybe 1,000 faculty. And in order to scale to that, size, we can't just rely on Cass, who is our one instructor for the program right now. So we're starting what we're calling the Machine Learning University Faculty Fellows Program. And those who have come through the program are now being trained by Cass to be trainers at their own institution. We're scaling as well we'd like to take this program and really democratize it and give it to the schools that are in it. And so what we're doing is we've established 5 hubs across the country who will be our lead institutions for the program. And these about 20 faculty fellows will be the instructors at these 5 hubs. And so we'll now be able to serve a much larger population, and the schools will own the program. So as we scale, we're looking to involve 60 HBCUs in the program this year, 40 community college campuses, and establish those 5 regional hub leads, all powered by AWS. So we're calling this a self-sustaining strategy. One of the things we do at Amazon, one of our leadership principles is success and scale brings broad responsibility. And when we do that, what we intend to do is we certainly support a lot of different initiatives, but we don't want to own them solely. This is something that we democratize broadly. And so as we're working with our institutions of higher education, they are the ones who can sustain this. Amazon cannot. We're a player in the game, and we'd like to support, but we are not, we need our partners and our collaborators to do this. So what we've been doing is we've been providing the schools with cloud credits to provide that infrastructure that's needed to do the work. To date, we've requested about $1 million for 11 institutions of higher education to be granted in cloud credits. We also provide seed funding for launching regional initiatives. We are providing regional leads with the support for writing grants, compelling grant proposals this year in partnership with Howard University, who is our grant writing lead for this cohort. And we're establishing 2 additional cohorts. In addition to supporting faculty and executive administrators, we're also establishing a cohort for the CIOs and tech leads at the institution so that we have the right infrastructure built into the institution, and also deans and department heads who are actually activating boots on the ground for all of this to take place. In addition to that, there's one really exciting thing we're doing that I'm it's all really exciting, but I'm super excited about our business case competitions. So we'll be launching 5 business case competitions at the 5 regional leads this year. And what we're doing is we're looking for industry partners in the states that their schools are in to help write problems that can be solved by tech in their various industries. And as those industry partners, join us and write these problems, they're also providing mentors to work with faculty mentors and AWS mentors and bring students along the journey of understanding the problem, developing the architecture for a technical solution for the problem, and using AWS tools, products, and services to build the prototype. And so at the end of this business case competition, we anticipate having really viable products and solutions that are ready to go to market for the students or for the industry partners, right? So really excited to see how this all plays out this year. All right, and so as we do this, again, we're expanding the village because it takes a village to educate students, right? And so we're expanding the village and collaborating with CHAD and the Distributed Teaching Collaborative Consortium to develop additional teaching assets and create the complete teaching modules that are flexible and still easy to use for the faculty. We're also working with one lead instructor at Amazon who will guide DTC and the faculty in developing those assets specifically for HBCUs and community colleges. And I think what's super exciting about this is that we have the teaching experts from community colleges who focus a lot of their time on teaching there, right? Along with the research experts from our R1 institution that are bringing the research expertise to the table, and the perspectives of HBCU faculty who are working with a population that is, first generation, a lot of first generation college students as well. And so we have like a complete perspective where we can innovate in a way that serves everybody. And that's always the goal. Be inclusive so that you can serve more people, right? So that is how we're moving along this year. And can I play a video here? Will it play? Okay. Well, I don't know if I can move this. Can I move this cursor? Oh, there we go. Okay. Right? I don't know if I'm controlling it, though. Am I controlling it or somebody else controlling it? Not. Oh. Okay. Oh, we have no audio. Okay, so what we did this year is we went to Alabama, and we worked with a consortium in Alabama that I'm sorry, I'm blanking on the name. But it's established at Alabama A&M University, and they hosted a day-long training. There we go, the Alliance for AI and Machine Learning, powered by AWS. They hosted a day-long training for all schools in Alabama. So Alabama has the most HBCUs in the country. They have 14 HBCUs in the state of Alabama. And so we gathered a consortium of 14 schools there and had a day-long training for the faculty there, as well as a meeting with the Transformation Alliance members, who are the executive administrators, to help bring more technology and AI to the state of Alabama. So we're excited about moving forward with that, and they've become one of our hubs this year, so really excited about all that. Thank you so much.